Hey Ospreys, I'm Ashlyn Glocky.
Hello, UNF Ospreys. I'm David.
And I'm Kenny.
And this is Spoilercast. Today we are reviewing Disney and Pixar's Onward.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder and magic. But times change.
I'm a mighty warrior!
Morning, Mom!
Hey, birthday boy.
By the laws of yore, I must dub thee a man today. Kneel before me.
That's okay.
I have a gift from your dad. He just said to give you this when you were both over 16.
No way! It's a wizard staff. Dad was a wizard.
What? Your dad was an accountant.
This spell brings him back. For one whole day, Dad will be back.
What? Back to life? That's not possible.
It is with this.
I'm gonna meet Dad?
Whoa, feet!
It's getting harder to hold!
Ah, he's just legs. I definitely remember Dad having a top part.
Oh, what did I do? Hi.
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
Until then, ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Dad, you look just like I remember.
You got a problem, Shades?
If it's adventure you seek, you've come to the right tavern.
Oh, no. We might be out of gas.
But it says we have a full tank.
No, that doesn't work. Growth spell. We grow the can, and then the gas inside will grow with it. Elbows up.
I'm trying to focus here.
Focus.
Holy, forget it!
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're... Oh, no.
So before watching this movie, I knew of course it had some amazing Marvel castmates in it. It had Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, and it had Chris Pratt, who is in Guardians of the Galaxy. And so I was really excited to see how the two of them were going to work together. Obviously, if you've seen my last Behind the Mouse episode, you know I'm a huge Tom Holland fan. So I was really excited to see what they were both going to do in an animated role.
We just finished viewing it for the second time on Disney Plus, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. One of Pixar's better films. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I thought Pixar was. I admired Pixar taking risks with like having a fantasy-based story and having it take place in like a modern-day setting.
So what I was probably looking forward to in this movie is the fact that it combines two of my favorite things, Tom Holland and Disney. So I was really excited to see Tom Holland in a Disney movie, like a Disney Pixar film. And I was also really excited that it's a Disney Pixar film and that, you know, a new movie has come out and that I got to watch it.
Tom Holland's character's journey as he tries to be more self-confident, like he has to believe in the spells, which leads to a great scene involving a bridge, which I think is my favorite scene in the whole movie. And there's even one funny joke involving a rope, which had me both laughing and sort of a little panicky a little bit. Like a very stressful but also funny situation, which I got a lot out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a funny scene.
Alright guys, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Disney and Pixar's Onward yet on Disney Plus or whatever, do not watch the next bit of this episode because this is your official spoiler alert. We are going to be talking about the movie in depth, so if you have not watched it yet, please click pause and exit the video. So the film starts out with Ian and Berkeley, and they're both elves, and they live in this magical world that used to have magic. But kind of like how the world is now, technology came and advanced, the world advanced, and there wasn't really a need for magic anymore because we have all this technology. So technology essentially replaced magic. So, you know, wizards, they don't really exist. People have kind of become lazy with their wings and their powers and stuff, and nobody really uses magic anymore. So we get to the present day, and we have Ian and Berkeley and their elf brothers, and Ian has turned 16. And for his present, it was actually a present from his late father, who we find out, we don't know how, but somehow his father had passed away, and Ian never got a chance to meet his dad. So the present that was left to him was a staff and a phoenix gem and a spell, and this spell can bring back their dad for an entire 24 hours. So Berkeley tries to use the staff, but it didn't work. But then Ian uses it, and it turns out that he has like mage blood in it. Basically, he has the ability to perform magic. So he uses the spell. Berkeley tries to help, but of course it doesn't really go too well for them. And they actually end up only bringing up half of his body. So all they have are their dad's pants. Basically like waist down is what they have of their father. And, you know, he can't hear him, he can't talk to them, but he can kind of feel around with his feet to see who's around him and kind of figure out for himself that his two sons are there. So they go on this crazy quest and adventure, and Berkeley and Ian are basically like brothers nitpicking at each other the entire time. But there are some really sweet moments. You know, at one point, the father, I guess through echolocation, I don't know what, but he somehow could hear the music that Berkeley was playing, so the three of them start dancing together, so that's a really cute scene. And they just go on this quest to find another phoenix gem that is going to bring the rest of the dad back, basically his top part back, for the remainder of the 24 hours that they have left with him. So they go on a quest, the two bicker as usual brothers, and the mom finds out where they went, and she goes to meet the Manticore, who is helping out with the boys on their quest. And turns out that if they do get the phoenix gem, that there's going to be a curse unleashed. So now the mom and the Manticore have tag team to go find them, and like we got basically two little teams going on right here. So ends up the two brothers end up finding the phoenix gem. They go on this, like, they go through all these booby traps in this really cool quest, and they end up finding the phoenix gem. But of course, once they find it, the huge curse is released, and it turns out to be this dragon. So they have to fight the dragon, but what ends up happening is that essentially Berkeley gets the staff, and he's able to get the dad back. But in order for them to basically see their father, one of them can only see him. So Ian kind of gives up the idea of the fact that he's ever going to see his dad, and he lets Berkeley finally say goodbye to him. So Ian goes and he defeats the dragon, and he kind of sees from a distance his father, but he doesn't actually ever get to meet or talk to him, which is really sad and it's really emotional. But Berkeley finally gets to say goodbye to him, and Ian kind of gets to just be happy and memorize that he made that happiness happen for his brother, because at the end of the film he realizes that essentially his brother has become that dad figure in his life, and he's very grateful for him, but his brother has never had, you know, someone to look out for him. So it's just a really beautiful film. It ends off on a really beautiful note. The family's all together again, they're happy, and it truly was such a beautiful story. Okay, I think it was my favorite scene because essentially anything that gives me emotion, like, or makes you start to cry is kind of like what I feel like it makes a great scene in a Disney film. So this part of the movie where I started crying was there was this one scene where they were in this cave that led them to the Phoenix Gem. So they were basically almost there. They were almost done with their quest. And Berkeley and Ian are talking, and basically Berkeley throughout the entire film said he only had 3 memories of his dad. But at one point, like, while they're on their quest, he said that they had 4, and Ian was like, oh, well, you never mentioned that you had 4, you only mentioned that you had 3. So it's him explaining to Ian that his last memory, he said that it wasn't his favorite, so he doesn't really like to remember it, was that he remembers seeing his dad being, you know, tied up to all these machines and wires and stuff in the hospital, and he was supposed to go in and say goodbye to him, but he was so afraid and intimidated by everything that was going on with his dad that he never went in, so he never got his chance to say goodbye to his dad. And as soon as I heard the story, I was in tears. I was crying like a baby, but I think it's because it kind of brought a bit of realism into the movie, because that is something that a lot of people deal with, being intimidated and not wanting to say goodbye to their loved ones. So that was probably my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the strengths of the film come from its characters. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland honestly make this the ultimate bro movie.
Yeah, Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, in my opinion, were the best parts of the movie. I also like the other characters, like the Minotaur, or
Manticore.
Oh, Manticore, sorry. Or the mom, or it was an interesting cast of characters.
And when they get on the quest, I feel like that's when it really started to up its game.
So, surprise, surprise, my favorite character actually isn't Tom Holland's character, Ian. It's probably going to have to be the mom of the two of them, because she's pretty dang cool. She's pretty awesome for being a mom, I mean, I give a lot of props to single moms out there having to raise the two boys, without a father. And just, she goes out of her way, she goes on this quest herself with the Manicore to go and find her sons, and she's just a very funny character. She's very real. She wants to just save her sons at the end of the day, and she actually helps Ian defeat the dragon at the end of the movie, which is really cool. So she's probably my favorite character.
So overall, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, we did too. I think the strongest thing that I relate to a lot of people is the moral of the story, which I think Pixar is really good at sticking to their morals, even more so than Disney films. Whereas those films typically we'll go through this and that, but in the end everyone gets what they want. No, this one sticks to its morals 100% all the way through, and I really think it's stronger for that.
Okay, so rating out of 5 sales, surprise, surprise, unlike Frozen, I'm probably not going to give it a 5 out of 5 sales. I'm probably going to I'll give it a 4.3 rating out of 5 sales. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Spoilercast. If there's another movie or TV series you'd like us to review, please let us know in the comments below. I've had so much fun reviewing this amazing Disney Pixar film. So again, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time.